before we start. Okay. Before I start chatting away, I'm gonna make sure that people can hear me. So let me just hey guys, can somebody confirm that you can hear me? Oh, okay, perfect. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Hello, hello. Welcome to our TWW webinar. It is end of April and perfect. See who we have here. Okay. You can see Jordan and Amber, Christy, Andrea. Wonderful. Dawn. Hi, guys. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Okie dokie. So we have our TWW webinar here tonight. Ryan and I are doing a little bit of a tag team because we have Seth is at his very first baseball practice. And so Ryan is at baseball with him and he's going to come flying home. He's leaving about right now. It's about 10 to 15-minute drive. So basically I'm going to do our stats and our play our little game. And then as soon as he gets in, I'm going to turn the time over him and I'm going to run and go pick up Seth. Got kids, Macy's in volleyball, Seth in baseball, and it just seems like there's never a break here. So we're doing a little bit of tag team. Okay. Oh, here, I got your message, Christy. Yes. Joe A, we will definitely have it recorded. I already hit recording. So no worries, Joe, we'll get to here. Okay. So hope everyone is doing good at the end of the month. A few little things that I wrote down. So today we are going to, we have a guest speaker, which is going to be my husband, Ryan. For those of you that have been in Scentsy for a long time, you guys would have seen him around a while ago. Lately, he's been focused on his lawyering and his education and teaching career. So you haven't seen as much from him lately. But those of you that have been in with us for a while have definitely know Ryan and his style and his excitement he has for teaching and sharing his knowledge. So I know you'll like what he's got prepared for you guys. Hi, Sabrina. And yeah, so before we get into that part, we always like to do our little rundown. So a few things. For Region 1, they've extended Scentsy Family Reunion in Kansas City, Missouri till the end of April. So it's early bird registration till the end of April now. Also, if you guys saw that if you're going to go, you get 2,000 incentive point trips. So that's awesome. This is for Region 1 for now. And also you get a month advance on selling the new fragrance delivery system, whatever that's going to be. You guys will hear what that is at Reunion. So they're definitely throwing out perks. Jennifer, this is not, this is a webinar, so you're only going to see me. You're not going to see, like on Zoom meetings, you see all the boxes. But this is a webinar, so you only see me. Sorry. Anyway, so I hope people are going to SFR in Kansas City, Missouri. I am super sad that this is my very first year. I have to miss it. Oh, I hate missing SFR, but we're moving Ryan and getting him set up in North Carolina at the exact same time. So unfortunately, we can't go. But seriously, guys, if you can get there, it is so fun. It is so energizing, especially new consultants. If you guys haven't gone and you're wondering if you should, you totally should. I have seen so many consultants' businesses totally change very drastically after attending SFR. They always say that those who show up go up, and I totally believe that. And leaders are born at these kind of events. So there's a lot that happens, a lot of learning, kind of an emotional experience, and you meet friends and new teammates and stuff. So if anyone can get to SFR, that is my huge plug for you guys to, sorry. I've got to turn off my texting. Of course, people are texting me right now. Okay. But if you can get there at all, I would please try to get there because it is so worth it. Region 3 Reunion SFR, maybe Christy or someone from Region 3 can correct me, but I believe I saw May 4th is it May 4th that you guys can register for Melbourne? Melbourne. Yeah, May 4th is correct. So be ready, you guys. You are going to have an awesome time. This will be the first Region 3 SFR that I have to miss too. This is my bad year, guys. Just with family stuff and Ryan pursuing his dreams of getting his master's degree and going to Duke. This whole summer is completely dominated by family stuff, but that's okay because Ryan has been super supportive in helping us build helping me build my Scentsy business for the past 8 years, and it's now his turn to pursue some of his dreams. So it's a little bit of a give and take year for our family, and that's okay. Which is one of the consequences is I can't come to all these fun events that I like to. But I'm grateful that Scentsy is a business that we can fit around our family's lifestyle. So anyways, that's enough of that little rant. But and I see Wendy's home from boot camp. So awesome, Wendy, that you are home. Glad to see you made that drive safe. That's a long drive back from Boise. But we're excited to hear about your experiences at boot camp because I know they were wonderful. Anyways, okay, so SFR, talked about that. Those of us in Region 1, bricks are ending this month. Keep in mind, you guys, they are not available on May 1st. April 30th is the last day you can do bricks, you guys. Before I get into the next topic, I have to share with you a bit of a social experiment that I've been running. So I've been doing my VIP page. Lots of you guys have heard me talk about me and my VIP page. I have been having more success on my VIP page selling to my customer and connecting and bonding and taking orders and just running a really good VIP page. I wish I would have done it like 5 years ago, but here's the thing, you guys. If you don't have a VIP page on Facebook yet, you need to get one. But you have to nurture relationships inside in that VIP page, not just on Facebook, but in real life too. Don't think that if you have a VIP page, then you're done. You have to make the extra effort in building relationships all around. That effort will pay off in your VIP page. Basically, something that I wanted to share with you guys today was about the seesaw avocado brick. So here in Region 1, we have these bricks. For some reason, that brick has really, really caught people by surprise. I don't know if it's because it has a little bit of a funny name, or if people think the avocado is just like a weird name for a scent. But for some reason, it spiked people's curiosity because they thought, what in the world could the avocado smell like? So anyways, I'm pretty sure that's our top selling brick. Today I posted that it was my last order of the month, basically, and that if people wanted to get in on that brick, then they needed to get in on it. And so I did that first on my VIP page, and I also did a list. Like I tagged everyone and my customers in my VIP page who had also already ordered that, and just basically said, "Here's who I have so far. Let me know if this is accurate." What happened from that post, you guys, though, is that other people saw that and they're like, "Ooh, I want one." And then they're like, I had a couple ladies that were like, "You know what? I'm going to take 3." And then another girl's like, "Oh, that I had said you already have one." And she's like, "You know what? Make that 2." And then I had another girl that said, "Make that 2 as well." And then I went on my personal page and basically did the same post over again and said, "You guys, whoever wants to join my VIP page, let me know." But there's a lot of avocado brick action going on in my VIP page, and I grabbed like 4 or 5 more orders off my personal page by me showing screenshots of what was going on in my VIP page. So there's a few things I learned, you guys. People are influenced by the crowd. So other people, not just us, my customers are influencing each other in that page. They are helping sell to each other. Here's another thing I learned. People don't like to miss out. So they have that kind of scarcity fear. "Oh no, it's going. I better grab another one. Oh no, if she likes it, I might like it too." Most of the people that order these big honking bricks have never even smelled the sea salt avocado. They're completely trusting me. So here's the other thing. People will trust you if you build a relationship with them. So that's why my VIP page has been so successful, is because people trust me on there, because I've worked on building relationships with my customers in there. Also, they're seeing each other buy, and so they're basically, they don't realize it, but they're selling to each other. And they don't want to miss out. They don't want to, they see that it's going, they get that fear of missing out. So they just better grab one just to be safe, right? They're a little bit hoarding mentality. So that's all worked in my favor today. I probably sold over 20 bricks. I have to go look back in my order, but my PRV, like I put in a $1,200 party order today when it really started out like around, the order was already around $450. And then by other people, and here's the crazy thing, I had about 4 other orders that were inboxed to me that weren't even the sea salt and avocado brick, but because they saw the action, they saw other people spending, they're like, ooh, I need this, I need this. So I had a lady who sent me like an order for 2 6-packs and stuff. And so even if they didn't want that brick, it triggered them to think, ooh, I need some more Scentsy too. Anyways, that's my rant. Yes, I know Region 3, Christy, you guys would kill for these bricks. I know. I really hope you get them. I think it's going to be popular enough, that sea salt avocado. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it in our next spring and summer catalog over here. Like so in a year from now, so fall and winter for Region 3, because it's such a popular scent. So it would be perfect for our next spring and summer catalog. Anyways, okay. So that's my social experiment. I would say, seriously, guys, get a VIP page. But I have about 25 really good customers that have been basically making my PRV. My PRV has been between 2. Right now it's at 4,100 for the month. My PRV has never been higher in spring and summer months than it is right now. And it's because I have basically the same 20 people on that VIP page that are spending a lot with me every month. So you don't need quantity, you need quality of customers. So that's what I'm learning too, is it's quality, not quantity. If you treat the quality people right, they will buy from you. Okay, so I think I see, Ryan, are you back already? Okay, I'm still just doing the stats in the game. You can come in if you want or not, it's up to you.
Yeah, go and then when you're ready.
Okay. All right, so you guys, anyways, I ranted a little bit longer than I thought, but I'll do stats really quick. So this is March stats. So for March, we finished off, our group wholesale volume finished off at 869,143. So that, that probably, I didn't do the math on that on retail, but that's probably around 1.2, 1.3 million in retail sales. So that's pretty amazing. We finished off our group volume at the end of March, or our group number, TWW as a group, was 5,900 consultants. Okay, so we're going to do our top sellers for March. Okay, hold on. All right, so our PRV ranged, basically, our top seller was Kara Chatwood. She had 5,197 PRV, so that is awesome. Number 2 was Alexandra Fisher. She's from Texas, and she has 4,472 PRV. Number 3 was Superstar Director Kristen Rothery from Alberta. She had 4,197 PRV. Number 5 was Kimberly Sterling from New Brunswick, and she had 2,842 PRV. Number 6 was Wendy Patty from Queensland, Australia. She had 2,686 PRV. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, that was Wendy Patty's number 5 Sarah Ward, number 6. She had 2,566, and she's from Newfoundland. Number 7 was Nikki Moffat from Alberta. She had 2,402 PRV. Number 8 was Courtney Donzero from Alberta. She had 2,367 PRV. Number 9 was Michelle Kerr. She's from New South Wales, and she had 2,363 PRV. And number 10 was Sherry Jasper from Alberta, and she had 2,242 PRV. So well done, everybody. Good selling. Okay, I'm going to pull our new recruits. Let's see our top recruiters for March. So our top recruiter was somebody who joined in February of 2017. She had 4 recruits. Frances Sullivan, all the way from New Brunswick. What is that telling you guys? To me, that's telling me that there are still lots of people willing to join this business. It is people with enthusiasm, which are new consultants starting off with a lot of enthusiasm, and I hope that enthusiasm continues, but that is showing that new consultants with a lot of enthusiasm who are not deterred by inexperience are out there recruiting their butts off. So congratulations, Frances, on an amazing month of recruiting. And then, so she was the only one in TWW with 4 recruits. And then we have about 10 people with 3 recruits. So I will read their names. And then the list of 2 recruits and 1 recruits is really, really long, which is awesome. We don't have the time to read all of them tonight, but I will read you who had the 3 recruits. So we had Cheryl Skolapski from Alberta had 3 recruits. Megan Lundgren from Alberta had 3 recruits. Krista McNair from Nova Scotia had 3 recruits. Judah Gantius from Ontario had 3 recruits. Brandy Cooper from Ontario had 3 recruits. Samantha Schumann from Nova Scotia and New South Wales. Not sure, and I don't have time to open it up right now into my report to see. Someone correct me if you know where Samantha's from. She had 3 recruits. Angela Elliott from New Brunswick had 3 recruits. Good job, Angela. Jessica Butland had 3 recruits from New Brunswick as well. I just saw Jessica and Maylin from Nova Scotia. I just saw these girls at their party with the purpose training. They had 3 recruits. Victoria Paisley from Queensland, Australia had 3 recruits. And Megan Manley from Queensland, Australia also had 3 recruits. So good job, everybody. That was some awesome recruiting. And I wish I had time to read all the other recruiters, but shout out to all of you if you had new teammates last month. Congratulations. Okay, we're going to quickly grab my pen and paper. I want you guys all start to think of a number between 1 and 100 for the prize today. This is going to be for our game. So those of you that are new on the webinar tonight, we do a fun little game where you guess. Don't start putting it in yet. You guys guess a number between 1 and 100. Only type it in once. Find your chat box in here on your computer, and you're going to type into me one number between 1 and 100. You guys can't see it, each other's. I can see it. And I'm going to have a number, and whoever gets the closest to this number or guesses the number that I wrote down is going to win a prize. And today I couldn't decide on what to do, so I decided to do a $50 credit to the Scentsy Family Store, which means you get to decide what you want. So everybody go ahead, send me your number, and I will see who's closest. Okay, I can see them coming in. Okay. Victoria, you're saying you only have one chat box. So however you just typed that, Victoria, type in your number the same way. Oh, looks like you got it, Victoria. Okay. Okay, I'm going through the number. This is like The Price is Right, Jennifer. Okay. Okay, I can see it. So Mel, sorry, I've done this before. I'm not sure if Mel, however you typed to me, you know how you just typed this to me? Write your number in the same, do another post with your number, just one guess of a number. Crystal, I can see it. So how you're typing, type in a number. Don't do 2 numbers. I can see some of you guys are doing 2 numbers. Don't do twice, just do 1. Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, and it looks like you guys can see each other's numbers, right? But it doesn't really matter if you can see each other's numbers because none of you know what I wrote. So, okay, I'm going back now. I'm going to start from the top and see what everybody wrote, and I'm going to see who's the closest. So I'm going to be quiet for a sec so I can look here. So I'm going to write, if I see people that are really close or have it, I have to write them down. Okay, 2 people we're gonna have to have a number off. So the number was, okay, everybody's done their numbers? Okay, the number is 36. 2 people on here have 35. Jordan, Olsoph, and Beth, I can see both have 35. So guess what that means? You two, Jordan and Beth, I'm going to pick another number between 1 and 100. You two are going to have like a face-off. So, okay. I've picked another number. So just Jordan and Beth, guess again, another brand new number. And we'll see who's closest. No pressure. Okay, so I see Beth's numbers come in. Oh, 3. So that means Jordan is the winner. Congratulations, Jordan, because Jordan is closer to 3 at 55 than Beth is at 66. So congrats to Jordan. Jordan, message me what you want, and you can pick $50 of stuff in the family store and message me what you want, lady, and we'll get you that. Okay? Okay, it's time for Ryan, guys. Hold on, let me call him in. Ryan? Okay, it's your turn. Okay, so I'm going to have to tag team with Ryan because I need to go get my little guy here at the baseball field. But I'm going to tune in on my phone to the Zoom app on the phone. So here comes Ryan. And we're going to do a little pass off. So he is going to talk to us today.
Ooh, I got that on a little strong.
Yeah,
right?
Ryan's got, I'm actually like almost passing out.
I moved this.
So this is Ryan's favorite scent. You guys see that? Cherry almond pie.
No, I don't care what any of you
It's
think.
terrible. And I'm sitting in here almost gagging and my eyes watering. And it's really intense.
Close up here. Can I zoom out? As much as I love the close up.
Look at the growth, Ryan. So these guys can.
I don't care what any of you think.
I'm just going to show you really quick to end the recording.
How do you zoom out?
Maybe go. No,
never mind. Okay, how do I get out of that mode so I can see people talking?
Because Ryan's never used Zoom before, so exit full screen. Maybe click there.
Okay, there we go. All right.
And then just remember to end it's recording, so you have to stop the recording.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting my notes. Okay, are you gonna keep tuning in?
I'm gonna log in on my phone, but it'll just be like a panel, like a observer.
Okay. Okay, see, but hi everybody. For some of you, it's been a little while since I was on a Scentsy call. It's good to see you. Those of you who know me, for those who don't, I'll introduce myself and maybe give some context as to why I'm speaking and why you would want to listen to me. Hopefully I have some good things to say. I've been involved in the Scentsy world for quite a while. You know, we've been consultants since it began in Canada. So I guess that would have been fall of 2009, I think. So we're coming in on oh, Meg, you're on. I see you. Hey, Meg, you know you're on.
What?
You're on. Everyone can see you and hear you. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah,
why is that?
Your face just popped on. So right mid sentence.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go stop video and see if it lets me get off it. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, and it made.
Am I gone now?
No, it's just a really big Megan. So now the screen just shows a giant word that says Megan Clements. So I'm not sure.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Okay. They can see me now. So, okay, that's good because they took me up. Okay. So I've been involved in Scentsy really from the beginning, 2009, I guess it was. I didn't. I was kind of part-time involved from 2009 to 2012, and then I was full-time involved. Ran the business with Megan from about 2012 to 2014, late 2014, and then I was able to kind of take a trajectory change in my career, and I kind of left the active involvement of Scentsy in early 2015. So a lot of you haven't seen me for several years. I'm not coming back full time into Scentsy. I'm kind of doing a cameo today to share some things that Megan thought would be helpful to the team. Before I get into them, I just kind of want to give a plug to the partners out there. Scentsy was never it was never meant to be my thing. And, but, giving some background history into our story, I have spent thousands of hours in Scentsy over the last, I guess, 8 years now. And one of the things that we were told really early on was Scentsy as a couple, as a partnership. We heard this directly from Orville, probably back in 2009 or 2010, when you could actually talk to Orville without the 100,000 people around him. He gave us some advice, which I will, provide to you in terms of the partners or spouses who might be on the call, or kind of you can share it with your partner or spouses. That what he told to me is that your assistance with Scentsy, it doesn't need to be your thing. It could be the pathway that allows you to do your true thing. Now, I'm educated and trained as an attorney, but I've never really been overly compelled by the active practice of law. I've always been an academic at heart, and our Scentsy journey has allowed me to transition into my true love, which is academics. For the last 2 years since I left kind of the active day-to-day engagement of Scentsy, I've been teaching at university. So I've been teaching at 2 different universities. I've been practicing a little bit of law on the side, but mostly just as a complement to my university classes. And now I have the opportunity to do some postgraduate work at a very prestigious university in the United States, Duke University. And so I'm on a career academic trajectory, and that trajectory probably wouldn't have happened as easily without our Scentsy business, because income-wise, it just would have been very difficult for us to move from a lawyer's salary to nothing, which is really what it takes to do the type of work to become hired as a full-time professor. So I guess my plug before I get into some of the content that I wanted to share today is that for those of you partners or spouses out there who are maybe a little bit reluctant about Scentsy and maybe not quite sure of whether or not you should contribute, and thinking, well, if this grows into something big, this just really isn't my thing. I don't really see myself doing this. It can be the pathway to your thing. If you maybe spend some significant investment now or in the early stages, it could be the thing that gets you to the thing that you really want to do. And if you ask yourself, like, am I doing exactly what I want to do now? See, back in 2009, I wasn't. My day-to-day, even though it wasn't horrible, it was just, I didn't really want to spend the rest of my life just practicing law. I wanted to get into academics, but we needed this business in order to make that happen. So that's my plug. Help your Scentsy consultant partner, and pathways can open up for you too. It's not just about, I kind of have a beef with how direct sales is marketed and how it's branded, because I think that far too often there's a lot of, images of beaches and, traveling the world and never having jobs and things like that. And while that's compelling to some people, not everybody wants that. Like a lot of people, including me, wants work that's meaningful. And so what Scentsy can be is a portal to get you the partner that is to the meaningful work. Okay, that's my plug for that. Okay, so Meg invited me on to share kind of some training and some content that I came up with when I was full-time with her. So probably would have been 2012 or 2013. And let me give a little bit of background into these ideas that I'm going to share with you. Okay. When I came into the Scentsy business, I came in very much as an outsider to direct sales as a concept. I had never done it before, and Megan had never hadn't done it before either. And so I think that outsider perspective, and then with that outsider perspective, I also came in with just my natural personality, which is, hyper analytical, likes dissecting things, trying to get to the bottom of what's really important. Very, a critical thinking analysis. I'm a lawyer and professor by education, so very much. I came into the Scentsy business and I wanted to know. Not just the Scentsy business, but all of direct sales. From my perspective, coming into it, it seemed like there was a massive variance between consultants, not just in Scentsy. And by variance, what I mean is that some weren't very successful and didn't really do anything, and then others were extremely successful. And then you had everything inside the spectrum. And what became very clear to me right away is that there was a right way and a wrong way to run one of these businesses. And so quickly, Megan and I wanted to know the right way. We were very direct. Once we really committed to it, and this is kind of, I would say, kind of the turning point for us was probably early 2010. But once we really committed to it conceptually, that this was something that we were going to invest in, both time, financially, everything else, then kind of precision came into our mind in terms of how do we figure out the right way to do this business as quickly as possible. And so how we, there's books and there's all this just noise, right? There's noise all over the place. There's YouTube videos and everyone's talking about this and that and everything. And so our form of precision tended to be person to person. We developed a lot of relationships with like early stage consultants from the US, some of the earliest consultants. And we were fortunate enough at the very beginning to kind of, events were a lot smaller, so it was easier to get to know people. And we realized that there was a huge variance in how these businesses were run, and there was a smaller group of people who were able to get quite successful. There was a larger group of people who seemed to either start and quit, or start and then get a little bit of traction and then slow down and either quit, or often at that point, that's when they're jumping to another direct sales company. We saw that very, very commonly. But then you'd see some people who were able to kind of transcend that process. And the process I'm alluding to is something that Megan and I, we read a book by Seth Godin, and I think I have the book here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Sorry, I have a lot of books. I'm going to be pointing to a bunch of books. It was this book, The Dip, by Seth Godin, a little book that teaches you when to stick and when to quit. So we were curious because we were seeing so many consultants all the time. Now, just 1 second before I get into this, can people still hear me? I haven't seen any comments at all. Can someone just type a comment? You can still hear me. I'm running okay. Everything going okay? Okay, good. Okay, good. So anyways, we were seeing even back in 2010, and the feedback we were getting from other early stage US consultants who are now some of the more senior superstar directors in the company was that it was in the life of a consultant, every single consultant, and we experienced this too, every single consultant had this type of a evolution. Just a sec, I'm just pulling out some notes. Where you start out and you're excited and you're enthusiastic and you're getting sales and you're getting a few recruits, and then it goes like this. Oh, Meg's back on. Now they can't see me anymore. Something happens when you come on. Can you guys still see me? Oh, you can't. Can you see Megan too? Nope. Okay. Meg, I can just see you for some reason. They can see you. I just have a big picture of Megan now, which is fine. Okay. So what happens though is, oh, hold on. Meg, can you turn off your screen? Okay, good. As cute as you are, it's kind of distracting. Okay, so what would happen though with every single consultant would be this process. Would be you start, here's point A, you start, and then you start getting some success because you're out there and you're talking to people and your circle of influence, and most people don't have a huge circle of influence. Most people only have, there's this thing you can Google it called Dunbar's number, which is most people have, I think it's 130 something ish, maybe 150, I can't remember exactly what it is, but most people's circle of influence is fairly small. It's your friends, it's who you're connected to on Facebook, it's your family. And so when you start with a company, you get this initial blip that happens like this. But then pretty soon you max out because your 135 circle of influence isn't enough to build you the type of business that you maybe think you want or that you intend or you just, you know, out of your 150 people, you know, maybe 5 of them want to join, 10 of them want to join, and then of those 5 that join, 3 quit, you know. So this is what happens. You're hitting that up, and then you max out your Dunbar number, and then all of a sudden it starts to go like this. Okay, this is when you can see that right here, right? So you start up high, and then this happens, and then down here is where people either quit, and they don't always necessarily quit, like be terminated. Sometimes they just kind of like get disenchanted and don't do anything. And then they start telling themselves and other people stories like, oh, direct sales doesn't work. This is a fad. And then also down here is where tons of people bail to different companies, right? These are and then lo and behold, it happens again to them, and it happens again to them, and it happens again to them. And I'm seeing this all the time because I'm seeing people going, and I'm coming into the Scentsy business, no direct sales experience, but, you know, 8 years of university and kind of analytical mindset going, okay, who are these people? Who are these people up here? Because the people who hop to a different direct sales company, they always hop down here, but they never seem to really get up here, ever. Like every single person I bet on the call knows somebody like that, who's been, you know, in 4 or 5 different direct sales companies, bounce off, but they've never been like super successful. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to disparage people, but, and maybe my definition of successful is different, but I mean like I've personally, Megan and I have been exposed to thousands of consultants. We've got thousands of consultants in our downline, and thousands of consultants have quit. And I haven't seen any consultants who bounce to different companies in here go on to make significant income, significant. So who are these people? And that was one of the things that Megan and I, as soon as we started to notice that this type of thing was happening, that you start out in your business, you're blitzing everyone, and then all of a sudden you cap it because everyone that you've blitzed, they're not all joining and they're not buying thousands and thousands of dollars every single month, and all of a sudden your business starts to come down. What do? You either quit, you jump to a different company, or some people are able to go up here. And so we wanted to know, who are those people and what did they do? And so that we could apply it in our business, and so that we could share that with our team too. And so that's what I'm going to spend the rest of the time tonight talking about, is how to kind of transcend the dip. Okay. Another kind of description that I call it is an emotional T intersection. Okay, that's something that I just kind of came up with one day, because I feel like when you're the dip, I give credit to Seth Godin, and read the books. Good little book, easy book. Take you half an hour to read that, maybe a little longer. When you get into the dip, I likened it to an emotional T intersection, and I have a YouTube video floating out there somewhere about this, because you kind of are forced to make a decision in your life when you're in this dip. Like, what are you going to do? And you kind of have, I think, 3 choices basically. Choice number 1 is you can quit. Maybe there's 4 choices. Choice number 2 is, maybe it's not a T, maybe it's like you've got a crossways in the road, or you've got several choices that you need to go, but you get to choose. You can quit when you hit the dip, and every single one of you will hit the dip, and every single one of your team members will hit the dip. Okay. And once I explain how to get out of the dip, you'll see that you'll probably hit multiple dips along the way. So the path ends up looking kind of like that. You can quit. You can become apathetic and just kind of not really do anything, put in your minimums and just kind of be a drag along. Okay. You can jump to another direct sales company. But again, like I say, I haven't seen people who do that become successful. Or you can take the steps necessary to get out of this dip. So what gets you out of the dip? Well, here's the thing. Here's the big thing that we learned. Here's the biggest secret. What got you to this peak, okay, right here, then the dip, will not get you to this peak. Okay, let me say that again. Think of the 2 peaks. Here's you start. I wish I had a whiteboard here. I actually have one there, but it's full of stuff. What you have, you start. You have an initial peak. You go into the dip. Okay, now you want to go out of the dip. What got you to this peak will not get you to this peak. This peak involves a completely different set of actions and a completely different mindset. This peak here is likely your friends, your family, Facebook, your initial circle. Okay? First peak. Dip. Because they don't buy forever. Okay? They stop. And they're not all going to be consultants. You want to get up here. This is the world at large. This is society that you don't know. This is out of your comfort zone. This is the general public. That right now, if you're here or here, you don't know these people right now. That was kind of the big secret. It doesn't seem like a huge secret now. It seems pretty simple. But what we saw is that your ability to transcend the dip. So when you hit the emotional intersection, if you're wanting to get to that higher peak, you had to change your strategy, because what got you here won't get you here. You had to had to change your strategy completely. You had to get out of your comfort zone. You had to expand your network. You need to get into new communities, new circles, new portals. Okay, that was really the essence of the secret. Now, here's the thing that we realized though, is that was actually very much easier said than done. So I think it's a conceptual idea that's very much easy to understand, meaning here's my initial, and I recognize that a lot of you are going out of your comfort zone to get to this point, okay? But the vast majority of your customers are within one level of your network, maybe two levels, where to get up to here, these are networks that you don't even know at this point. You don't even know. And if you look at who, like, look at our primary customers, or you look at over the years of our downline and our leaders, all these people, you know, all these directors, and we have multiple superstar directors in our downline. These are people that were strangers to us when we were over here, okay? In order for us to get over here, we had to just completely open up our network, okay? Hold on 1 second because I'm having a loud daughter. Hey. Okay. Teenage daughters. Okay. Hopefully it'll be a little bit quieter. Okay. So now here's the thing. It seems like conceptually this is an easy thing to understand, right? I need to just get out of my comfort zone. But the other thing that we were seeing a lot of is that people didn't like to do that. And I know that going out of your comfort zone it's not an doggy's in. Okay, come in. I know that going out of your comfort zone is something that no one likes to do. So then that begged the question again. Say, just like I was saying before, is, you know, we wanted to know how to get up here. Okay, well then the answer that we found out was we got to expand the network, get out of the comfort zone. Okay, so then we asked the next question of, well, who does that, and how did they do it, and what are some of the strategies and steps that were needed in order to do that successfully. Now, what we came to find and what we came to see in our story and in the consultants who were able to transcend the dip was that much of it was related to a mindset and a belief system. And it seemed like, when I say it seemed, the evidence has shown itself to be, in the 8 years that we've been in it, that the people who transcend the dip, they have a belief that they are going to. They have a belief that it's even possible to do, and they have a belief that it can be them. Now, it's easy to say, why not? Someone has to do it, and I've taught this in the past too, because the answer is yes. Like, someone has to do that. In any company, there are going to be, like, you look from now until, let's just push out to 5 years from now. So how many superstar directors are going to promote over the next 5 years in Scentsy? I don't know. Like, but there for sure will be some. There'll be 5 years. There'll be lots. So if someone's going to do it, why can't it be you? Like, is fate already set? There's people. I will bet money. I don't know how much, but I would literally be willing to bet anyone significant money that there is somebody who's not even in Scentsy right now, who 5 years from now will be a superstar director with Scentsy. So if you say, well, you know, these people have a head start, the ones who are going to going to be superstar directors, or I'm not going to be able to do it, or I've been in it for 4 years and I just can't do it. And you're just chattering a story to yourself that isn't really based in evidence or reality, because I am certain that there will be someone who's not even in the company who will end up being a superstar director. And so fate isn't set. Someone's going to do it. So why couldn't it be you? But here's the thing. If you don't believe that, if you don't believe that it can be you, and I believe that it's going to be you, then you're just not going to do what it takes to get out of this. Because there's, let me go on a little bit of a rant here. I alluded to this when I started, is that I have some significant beefs with the way that direct sales is sometimes marketed, because I don't feel like there is enough reality and honesty built into it. I feel like sometimes, and let me just use my words carefully, I'm not saying people are dishonest. I think that maybe they're misleading a little bit when they tell you about the size of their business, and when they tell you about their lifestyle, and go on Facebook, right? Like, go on Facebook today and scroll down your Facebook feed and look at some of the people who are promoting, either the trips that they're on or the lifestyle or blah, 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 and that's good that everyone's doing that. But how many times do you see someone get on there and say, okay, like I spent 1,700 hours last year on this business, or I got rejected like 700 times last year asking for parties, or I heard 9,000 no's over the last 8 years. You don't really see that, right? And I think that there's a reason why, is because large groups of individuals would be deterred from the business if they knew how difficult it is. But why is that the case? Like, why are we all living in this weird kind of fairy tale land where we think that we can have like the same type of money that lawyers and doctors and executives have without putting in the work? Like, what kind of nonsense is that? In my opinion, I wish that everyone would just be more honest and say, okay, indirect sales, you can have the exact same income. And I know we're not supposed to do income disclosure, and I'm not going to, but we have the same type of income through our direct sales business as lawyers, doctors, executives. We have that right now, okay? But we have put in like 8 years of full-time work for this, just like a doctor goes to school for 8 years or even more, okay? Like, there's a trade-off in life, and it's exactly the same with direct sales. And if someone thinks that you're going to end up with an income that's going to rival a CEO or rival a doctor, and you're not even going to have to do anything, you just need to sign up and sign a few people up in your family, you're completely wrong. Like, sorry for my bluntness. Like, you're 100% utterly completely wrong. If you can have that type of income, but you're going to have to pay a cost. And the people who get into here, okay, the people who quit when they're here, they're not willing to pay the cost. So they quit, whatever. They're just not willing to pay the cost. The people who, when they're down in here, jump to another direct sales company, have bought into the lie that life is easier than they think it is, and that I'll just go chase this little rabbit, and it's going to give me what I want. And then all of a sudden, 6 months into that rabbit, they're like, oh, that didn't work. So they chase another one. They just spend all their time chasing rabbits, and all that they ever have is little things like this, okay? The people who get up here, who get into income that is on par with I know this isn't all just about income. It doesn't need to be. The Scentsy business can be whatever you want it to be. But the people who get up here are the ones who are willing to accept reality for what it is and say, you know what, this is gonna, I can make what a doctor or whatever makes, but I'm gonna have to put in the work. I'm gonna have to put, so they've been going to school for 8 years and you know, they're putting in 40-hour weeks for 8 years. I might have to do that too. But I'm okay with that. Those are the people who can accept reality and who are willing to pay the cost of what reality demands. They're the ones who are able to transcend, because they're like, you can go on our blog, the Global Fragrance Business. One day, this was back in 2012, I kind of got tired of people saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So I was like, okay, I created a document called 365 Ways to Grow Your Scentsy Business. And I just made this like gigantic list. And anytime someone said, I don't know what to do in grow business, I would just post a link. Okay, do every single one of these things 8 times. And then let's talk. You know, no one ever came, like the people who were willing to do that didn't need to come and talk, because by them putting all that action in, their business got built. But the people who are constantly need to come talk, how do I do this? How do I do this? Then what I would do, after they had that link, I would say, okay, I'm gonna audit you. I'm gonna see what you've actually done. You know, and then sometimes they'd think I was mean and they didn't want to talk to me. Well, that I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just trying to say, like at certain point, like, you've got to pay the band. You know, if you want to dance, you got to pay the band. Like, at a certain point, you only have yourself to blame. And if your business isn't where you want it to be, you need to look in the mirror and you say, how much have I actually done? Okay, how like literally, how much have I actually done? How much time have I actually spent in this? How many people outside of my little remember, this is my family. This is my family and friends, first level network. This is everyone else. How many people outside of here have I actually talked to? Like 10, 100, 1,000, 1,000,000, you know? And you, when you get real with yourself, then you can realize that excuses don't work, because every person that I know in direct sales that has been real and that has been willing to confront reality and has been willing to define and pay the cost and is willing to not make excuses and not chase little rabbits because they seem easier, they get through the dip. And then they get to a point where, and it's not about unlimited income. Like, at some point, you just kind of define what it is for you, and then you go. Now, on that point, let me give another thought. Another thing that separates those who succeed from those who flounder or just kind of tread water or just whatever, is clarity. And I use the term reverse engineering, because you can define, if you set any level of income, I've said this in the past, and I'll stick to it because I firmly believe it, that at any level of income, you can dissect that level of income and create basically like a downline composition. What I mean by downline composition is, if you say, I want to make $20,000 a year. Okay, well, there's a certain composition to make that. Now, there's a lot more ways to make 20,000 than to make 500,000. Okay, let's just use that as like the comparison table. Well, at 20,000, you can define that. So like a certain amount of PRV, a certain amount of a group size, certain amount of team size, certain number of directors, you know, and there's a variety of ways you can get to 20,000. And as you go higher up the scale, there become less and less ways, because it becomes more dependent on generational bonuses for directors and, you know, group size and things like that. But what I'm trying to say is, you can reverse engineer any level of income. And we learned this really, really early on, which is, okay, because our first goal, actually, when I took a sabbatical from law in 2012, we had to completely define. So we made that goal that I was going to take a sabbatical from law, and we made that goal in 2010. And the goal at the time was, I will take a sabbatical from law when we are making in Scentsy what I was making at the time in law, and that was $120,000. And so I said, when we're making that amount of money, I will take a sabbatical from law to come help you build so we can go higher. So when we say, okay, we have a defined target, we want to make 120,000. So the next step was, what does that even mean? What does that look like? What size of group do we need to have? How many directors do we need to have? What does our team need to look like? How much personal sales do we need to do that? Because this idea, this $120,000 a year, it was too general of a goal. It was too hard to even know how to define it, and because it was too general of a goal, it felt overwhelming. But so what we did is then we go talk to someone who actually made $120,000 a year, and we found out, okay, so we need this size of a group, about this many directors, about this size of a team, on average this much sales per month. All of a sudden we chunked it down, and it became more clear, more tangible. And so then when we knew the number of directors that we needed and the size of group, then we could even make smaller goals. It's like, okay, well, if we want to be there in 2 years and we need this many directors, then we need to be promoting out, one director every month or whatever. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we were then able to chunk it down. So the process of chunking, so clarity, defining what you want, chunking to determine what that is comprised of, and then making sub goals to be able to fulfill those chunks on the top, that allowed us to achieve those goals. And this is the process that any sophisticated business goes through. Any sophisticated business. And this is another huge point about what separates these people who get stuck in here from these people. These people are business people. These people don't buy into the lie that life's easier than it really is. They actually plan. They actually chunk. They actually make goals. These people is get rich quick. These people are just bounce to the next new thing, chase the rabbit, or else don't really have the drive to do it at all. But when you take that perspective of defining it, what it is, what you want, and then reverse engineering the process, that's how you create tangible results from ideas. Okay. A couple other things, and then I know we've got to finish off. And I've kind of alluded, I guess it's already 8, so I'll just give you one more thought and take just 2 minutes here, and then we'll finish up. I've alluded to this already. So I've alluded to the idea of every consultant hits a dip. At the dip, there's an emotional T intersection. To transcend the dip, like what got you to the first bump does not get you up here. To get up here, you have to confront reality. You have to stop telling lies to yourself. You have to do things that you hadn't previously done. It helps to have a clearly defined objective, which then you can chunk into what that objective is comprised of and then make sub-goals into that. One of the most powerful things that we found too, and again, not just in our business, but what separated those who succeeded from those who failed, was the ability to kind of put your emotions on the shelf for a little bit, okay? Like you take that 365 list that I was talking about and ask yourself, can I do every single one of these things before I get discouraged? The vast majority of people can't. The vast majority of people will do 10 of them and then start to analyze. Oh, this is working, this isn't working. Blah, blah, blah. And they just chatter, and then they talk on Facebook, and before they've known it, they're spending 4 hours doing nothing, okay? Can you do a 365 without getting emotion? Can you act without getting emotionally attached to your actions? That's a challenging thing, but that's something that's really powerful. Now, I'm not saying don't ever look at what you're doing and seek feedback. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is space the feedback out a little bit. Give yourself like significant amounts of work before you start to analyze things. Learn to just act in a what is sometimes referred to as object independence. I know you want to get that recruit. I know you want to get that party. I know you want to hit that PRV or get the sales award or earn the incentive trip or all these other things. But can you take large volume action, and just take the action without being constantly thinking about that. And let me tell you why this is important. Because if you're constantly thinking about that stuff, if you're constantly thinking about the reward, the people that are constantly thinking about the reward, they can't take objective, independent action. They end up getting discouraged way too easily, like remarkably way too easily. And because, and this is an important thing, like this is like the hugest rejection business, maybe not the biggest, but like you're in sales. I don't know if anyone's told you that yet, but you're in sales. There's a huge amount of rejection. And on top of the rejection, there's a huge amount of attrition. When you get upset, like, oh, my people are quitting. You know how many people we have up for termination every month? You know, like, but we just understand the process. Like, we understand that this business is a business of attrition. So we don't get so emotionally attached to the little tumbleweeds of life that are coming in and out of the business constantly. We don't chase them. We just say, no, this is the process, okay? There's attrition, there's rejection. That's okay, because we can just take these actions because we know that these actions are going to generate results, okay? And so that's, yeah, I know, we got to go. So I'll leave that with you. That's my little thought. Good to see you all. Hopefully my back from retirement cameo was positive. I know that I'm a little blunt, and just to be honest, like some consultants don't like that. In the past, I've had some complaints about my blunts, but I'm not doing you any favors by lying to you. So I can lie to you. Okay, if someone lies to you and tells you how easy life is and how you're all going to be millionaires and you don't have to do anything, run. Okay, like seek out people who will tell you the truth. And our intention, it's always been that way, is to run a business of integrity and to tell you the truth. And the things that I told you tonight are the truth. You can have an income that rivals an executive, a doctor. You can have whatever you want, but you have a cost. There is a cost. And you have to just decide, are you willing to pay it? If you're not willing to pay it, that doesn't make you a bad person. You're a great person. It just means that you're not willing to pay the cost. So you can't get upset when you don't have the results. That's it. Okay? All right. So good to see you all. Have a good night.
Okay, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And we will make sure we post this recording. And hopefully everyone has some takeaways. There's some positive thank yous coming in for you. And I will post this recording in TWW pages when it comes in. Sometimes it takes an hour or two to format and get recording ready. Anyways, thanks everybody, and we will see you on the next webinar at the end of May sometime. Don't know what the topic is, but we will post. Okay, have a fabulous night, day, or afternoon wherever you may live, and we'll catch you again. Bye.